U.S. lawmakers are looking into a nearly 8-hour gap in former President Trump's phone logs, all during the January 6th Capitol assault. KPIX 5 anchor Alan Martin with what CBS News uncovered that's raising a lot of questions. Alan.
Well, Ryan, those missing phone logs were from a day when thousands of Trump supporters descended on the Capitol and forcibly entered the building, prompting lawmakers and Vice President Mike Pence to hide or flee for safety. CBS News and the Washington Post report former President Donald Trump's phone records from January 6th that are in the hands of the House committee investigating the Capitol assault contain a nearly 8-hour gap.
People attacked the Capitol right at that time that there's this gap. Who was he talking to? What was he doing?
CBS News has confirmed Trump spoke on the phone with Utah Senator Mike Lee and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy during that time frame. House committee members are looking into whether the former president used phones belonging to his aides or a so-called burner phone that day.
Do you think the former president was using a burner phone?
I'm not going to speculate on what was happening, but we know he was communicating.
Trump responded in a statement, quote, "I have no idea what a burner phone is. To the best of my knowledge, I have never even heard the term." But his former national security advisor, John Bolton, told CBS News Trump has used the term burner phones in several discussions and is aware of its meaning. Earlier, I talked to CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa about what else the committee learned from the call logs.
They learned a few things from the documents they obtained, which the Supreme Court forced the National Archives to give over. For example, Trump was calling Steve Bannon, who was not an official advisor at the time, but an outside advisor. He was calling Bannon, who's quite controversial for his views, on January 6th, not once, but twice.
Meantime, the House January 6th committee has voted unanimously to recommend two former Trump aides, Peter Navarro and Dan Scavino, for a full House vote on a contempt of Congress for failing to comply with subpoenas. But during that committee meeting, members also criticized the Justice Department for not moving so far on a contempt of Congress referral against former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows.
Attorney General Garland, do your job so that we can do ours.
The January 6th committee will get a first-hand account of what was happening in the White House. Trump's son-in-law, former aide Jared Kushner, is expected to testify on Thursday. Liz?